Hello, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. All right, Gemini, so not so bad this week. Definitely not so bad. So from Lay Vampire, you pulled Enlightenment, Inspiration, Epiphany, and Innovation. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Rejection. Now, Enlightenment can definitely be talking about you going through the aha moment and getting away from habitual ways of thinking when it comes to finding solutions to problems. It can definitely be talking about, the inspiration that's coming through now and you acting on that. But rejection, though, I mean, it's not that bad because, again, rejection is spirit's protection here. There's a reason why there may be a sense of rejection as far as, your new ideas and thoughts go. Now, I do think, though, that for some of you, it's the aha moment out of rejection that may be helping some of you move along. But now rejection, again, it's spirit's protection. It's telling you that you no longer need to prove yourself to anybody. You don't need someone else's approval, right? And that is part of the card at a glance. All right, Gemini, here we go. Here is your overall for the week. Oh my God, what the hell? The Tower. There's always the question for me with the Tower on whether or not, this is something that's actually shocking that's happening to you and bringing all this shit crashing down, or if it's you deciding that now is the time to clear away all the fake stuff, right? But man, with the Tower, it's definitely, it's time to rebuild. I don't so much feel like, this is something that's just boom out of nowhere happening. I think that you were aware of this, but it's really about, getting through this moment right now. Now, in the past, the Seven of Pentacles, and again, that goes back to what I was feeling in the first place, where I think this is you realizing that, the fake stuff's got to go. The Seven of Pentacles is about reevaluating what you have. Are you seeing the results that you actually want here? Are you happy with what you have to show for all the work that you've put through? Are you going to continue to do the same thing you have been, or are you going to do something different here to get the growth that you want to see? And again, with the Tower, it's like, okay, if you're reevaluating your situation, you're doing it in a major way here and just like, nope, let's clean the slate and just start over here. Now, oh boy. In the present, the King of Pentacles. Now, because we're talking about the Pentacle energy, this could have to do with your success. But I feel more so that this is going to have to do with a person that's around you because he's in the present moment. The King of Pentacles, you're talking about Earth. But more so, it's about whether or not a person is dependable. And what's funny is that this shows up quite a bit for me when it comes to Gemini. It's funny because it's almost like you look at the people in your life and wonder, are they really going to be there? So the question then becomes, is the King of Pentacles dependable for you? Is this somebody that is going to help you in times of need? Or are they only focused on what they can get from people? You know what I mean? But whatever you thought is gone now with the Tower. Man, future conditions, and that's good to see, the Star. So, and then again, with us being in the time of Aquarius, it's healing, it's emotional balance, and it's going with the flow, right? For some of you, going through that healing that you need to go through here because, you're having everything come crashing down. And what's funny is that, you have the Tower before the Star in the majors. So, after we've had this major crash, you're looking up at the stars and you're looking back at the possibilities, and there's hope restored to you, even though you may have been building and building and building on something that just is crap. So it's good to see in future conditions. Oh my goodness. Gemini, why? What's happening? The Devil is your best path to follow. Release yourself from the toxic shit, and that's simply it. And you know what's funny is that traditionally, the people that are locked up with the Devil are the lovers. Man, Gemini. So, again, with the Devil, it's about all the things that strip you of hope, right? All the toxic things, all the negative things, bad patterns, bad thinking, toxic relationships. It's just bad. It's negative. It's yuck. And materialism is a part of this too. But you really have got to get all that crap out. And I think with the Tower, it's, you know, what this whole week is going to be about, getting rid of all of that junk. Wow. In your environment, the Page of Pentacles, you know, again, the question of dependability, if I could talk right, comes through. Now, when I see the Page of Pentacles, I automatically think this is somebody who's trying to get something started, and they're willing to put in the hard work that's necessary to get there, right? You know, so with the King of Pentacles being there, you know, this could be somebody that's trying to get something started with you as far as work or building something new here, something that's realistic and really attainable. But, you know, it's whether or not you can depend on this person. You know, this opportunity may be here, but, you know, it's almost like, well, I need you to kind of assist with this. Are you going to help me, or am I going to be on my own here looking at things again and trying to figure it all out? I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but that damn devil is what I worry about more than anything else. And I'm so glad that the Star is there. Man. Oh, wow. Wow. Justice. And this is what you're hoping for. Having wrongs corrected here. Justice, right? The scales of balance and the sword of decision. Weighing out, you know, a situation before making a final decision. But really, it's, you know, somebody needs to fix something. Is usually what happens when justice shows up. I always go, ooh, somebody's in trouble. So it's you really hoping for fairness and balance. Somebody needs to make amends for some wrongs here before we make any decisions on moving forward. If you want to start building again with me, then you better correct the issues, is what it feels like looking at it. But you still have hope coming out, you know? It's almost like you're reevaluating a situation with a person. Do you really want to put in the time and effort here to get things going again? You know, is it practical? Is it attainable? Are they going to be dependable? And are they going to fix the wrongs that may have been done that's leading to, you know, this crash of the Tower? Like, we need to start completely over. First of all, with the Hangman, they call this the self-imposed limbo. It's really about needing to see things from a different perspective, reevaluating the situation, right? But it's also saying that, you know, you may feel like you're bound to a situation here, and until you receive the enlightenment that you need, you're not going to be able to make decisions. We're not ready to act yet. There may be more of a situation that you need to see first before you decide to take any action, right? Now, with the Empress, I really think this is about you. I don't think that this has to do with a mother figure here, because this is really about you being able to enjoy your life, right? The Empress, I mean, beyond being the mother figure and about being, and her being about love, it's about enjoying the physical senses. If you have all this abundance around you, you want to be able to enjoy that, right? And she's like the pinnacle of that. Being comfortable in your own skin, being abundant and having all these things and being able to enjoy them, right? And, you know, being in control of what's going on. And that's where I kind of go back to the Five of Wands, right? But the Eight of Cups coming out of this, man, whatever it is that you've been putting into, you need to stop, right? It, like I always say when this card shows up, it's not that easy to walk away when you've spent so much time with something. But if it's no longer fulfilling you and it's just making you feel blah, right? Then maybe it's time to take a new path, even though you may not know what's going to happen, which is why we see the moon there, right? But, you know, again, with the devil, right? But it's like, and I almost wonder if the negative that you're dealing with here with the devil is the idea that there is going to be a correction here, and it may not come. You know, it may not happen. Regardless, though, you know, you're moving forward with healing for sure. But, you know, and then what's funny is with the Empress and the Eight of Cups, you know, did we indulge in something just a little bit too much here? You know, and now it's just not good enough for you anymore. And maybe it's time to say, you know what, I'm on my way now. you know, but why are you battling yourself about this? With the Hangman again, it's like you can't yet. It's like you can't just yet, you know. But it's like eventually you move there, but this is really the internal struggle that's going on, I think, more so than anything else. Wow, Gemini. All right, we're going to take a look at the soul trees to see what other messages there are for you guys. And then transformation, very nice. So going through a transformation. And with the star being there, I like it. And getting rid of all the negative crap with the devil. I hate that damn card. Wisdom. Needing to pay attention to your inner wisdom here and using it when it comes to moving forward here. And setting better intentions for yourself. Right? But whatever it is that you're going to experience this week, it's going to lead to a transformation in you, which is good. Where there's no more internal struggles here, we kind of get control over this and stop feeding into a situation that's not producing what you want, right? All right, Gemini, we're going to take a look at Whispers of Love to see what other messages there are for you guys for love and relationships. And then focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. You know, and that may have to do with Mr. King of Pentacles or whoever that is for you. Whoever you're questioning their dependability, right? And maybe the focus needs to be on, well, you know, you may have failed me before, but here's your good attributes, right? Let's correct these issues. And it's also one of those cards, too, where I feel like, you know, if you're coming out of a difficult situation, you're moving into a different relationship, especially, you cannot judge the new person based on the asshole you were with before, basically, right? But I do like demonstrate love, right? Because, you know, if you have the ability to do this, even though you're not receiving love in the moment, it's going to bring it right to your doorstep, you know? But man, Gemini, the shit that's going on here is craziness. I do like the star coming out. I think you're going to be fine. You're going to get over this internal struggle, and I think you're going to rise above it for sure. But, you know, with the Hangman and the Empress and the Eight of Cups, I worry a little bit. You know, you can't stay in limbo. You're going to have to see everything that you need to see here. Get that enlightenment, right? That epiphany, that innovation. And then stop indulging in something that is not going to give you what you really want or what you really deserve. All right, Gemini. So one of the things that I love about doing these readings and doing personal readings is when the Tower shows up most of the time, people know what this is about. Or they have already experienced it. They know what's going on. Which is a good thing because normally, you know, the Tower is this shocking event out of nowhere. All of a sudden, shit, what's happening? But I do think that you have control over this, and I think that really it's about wiping the slate clean here. You know, there may have been a situation that you've built on as far as a relationship for some of you, and it's just, you know, it needs to be gone. The fake is gone now. If we're going to do this, we need to build on something better. Now, as far as getting rid of all the bad and the fake, right, the devil, but what's really telling here is justice being in your hopes and fears. So really having these wrongs, these major wrongs corrected. And I really think that, you know, for you, I almost wonder if you think that that's not going to happen. But I think that it's going to have more so to do with another person here because, and this is only going to be for some of you, with the Seven of Pentacles, you're not seeing the results that you want. And then the question of dependability comes into play here with the King of Pentacles. So you may have not seen what you wanted out of this situation, realizing that something drastic needs to change here. But then I also think that with him being in the present and looking at the Page of Pentacles, he's wanting to do it. He's wanting to put in the effort here, willing to put in the work to get things going in the right direction. But there's the issue of needing to work out what is going on with the damn devil, right? And it bothers me that this card represents Capricorn because I just think that it's more about attaching yourself to materialism, which could be the case with the King of Pentacles showing up. But now with the Star, it's almost like this person is giving you hope that things will be different, right? And you're seeing hope in, you know, the rebuild. But I still think that there are some issues that need to be corrected here before I think you're fully on board. Because, you know, again, you're receiving enlightenment, and that really comes out with the Five of Wands, sort of, because you're still kind of going through the internal struggle here. But, you know, having that enlightenment, but then also realizing that no matter what rejection you face, that you don't need to prove yourself to anybody anymore, which is great. But now again, with the Five of Wands coming out, despite the fact that somebody may be giving you some hope on this situation, there are some internal struggles that are going on here. I don't think that this has to do with competition. I think that this has to do with what is going on with you as far as needing to receive that enlightenment about whether or not, you know, you are happy with the situation, and do you continue to indulge in things that are not producing what you want, because we go right back to the start with this. The Eight of Cups, though, you know, and one of the things that I say with this is it's easy enough for somebody to tell you need to walk away from this, but sometimes it's really hard to do. And that could be why the Five of Wands is showing up. You invest so much time and so much emotionally into a relationship, into a job, into something that is important to you, and we're at an 8, and then all of a sudden it's like, sometimes you feel like, bleh, I don't want to deal with this. Like you dread having to deal with it, or, you know, it's being upset at the fact that you continue to deal with this even though it's not satisfying you anymore. The Eight of Cups, it's funny because that one's more heavy to me than the Ten of Swords, you know, and I've said this last week too. At least with that one, you know it's over, you know. But you coming out on this, I think that, you know, that's kind of the battle. You know, if this person wants to continue, you know, the growth with you, this new growth, right? Are you going to bring up the fact that there are wrongs that need to be corrected, or are you just going to keep, you know, going through this again and again, right? But, you know, again, enlightenment shows up, so I do think that you have that breakthrough. I think that you're okay. I think you're going to stop indulging in the things that are no longer fulfilling you, and if you continue to do so, you're just going to be stuck with the Eight of Cups, right? But I would really, you know, look at what the devil is representing here and stop hoping about having it corrected and, you know, getting that out there so that we can start, you know, fixing these wrongs. And I don't so much feel like it's you. You know, I really do feel like this is going to have to do with the other person, because they're coming in with the Page of Pentacles, wanting to get things going again. Now, wisdom and intention and transformation, right? Using your wisdom here when it comes to setting your intentions. And not only that, but what is the other person's intention, right? And then moving into that transformation. That transformation of you where you no longer need to prove yourself to anybody. And I love it. Now, as far as demonstrate love and then focus on love, I think this really speaks to those of you who have dealt with assholes in the past, right? As far as attracting the right love into your life, number one, you know, paying attention to the people that you love and what they're interested in, and then acting on that really speaks a lot about you. So even if it's just like your mother, for instance, right? Or a friend or a coworker, somebody you care about, like, oh, well, I know that they like candles, let me pick them up a candle, right? Just simple things like that. The energy that it creates is going to come right back to you. But then, you know, when it comes to focus on love, again, and this is one of the things that really sticks out to me with this, is you cannot judge anybody else coming through based on the assholes that you've dealt with before, right? So you have to see the good in all people and just kind of leave it be. But, I mean, you know, Gemini, regardless of whatever is going on here, with the star being here, with the Tower being front and center, I'm glad to see this. Because you're going to come to this point where, you know, there's no more fear, there's no more negativity, there's more hope in terms of where you are going, and you're letting things be. Like, you could have got, like, super negative about this, but I don't think you do, right? You just kind of go with the flow. But, you know, again, I'm telling you, with that Eight of Cups, if you're not seeing what you want, don't continue to feed into it.